So on this installment of the Muscle Truck Silverado build, full exhaust system. Woo! Let's go. So here's the entire exhaust system that I'm going to be throwing at the Silverado. Full stainless steel. The long tubes, 7/8 diameter into a 3-inch Y pipe. That was provided to me by Speed Engineering because I gave them a bunch of money and then they shipped me that. That's how that works. And then for the catback system, I went with AFE Power because I really like the way that this exits out the passenger side in front of the rear tire with those sick black tips. I think that's going to look amazing. Really give it that muscle truck look. So obviously the first thing I want to do is take out all the old exhaust. Suspension and stuff's out of the way, so that gives me easy access to the manifolds themselves. But the back section I already took out because of the rear lowering kit that I had to install. I actually ended up having to cut my clamp because this was so corroded. So I have a new one of those. And then the exhaust is sitting right over there. So yeah, let's get the rest of this out. I'm going to go ahead, unplug the O2 sensors, and then just start taking it all out. Now with all the O2 sensors unplugged, each manifold has 3 bolts that hold on the Y pipe. I got them soaking in penetrating oil and they don't look too bad, so hopefully they come apart real quick. 15 millimeter on an impact and a swivel should be able to get at all of them. So over here on the passenger side, same thing. I got 3 bolts, but it looks like an O2 sensor right in the way. So I'm gonna try to take out the O2 sensor first in order to drop that one out. And then hopefully I can get out the rest of them. Okay, so I tried to get the O2 sensor out with one of these O2 sensor sockets or whatever, but it wouldn't budge and this thing would just open up and slip off. My opinion, these are junk. Unless I'm using them wrong, I don't know. So hopefully I can get that out either with a wrench or work around it. Guess we're gonna find out. So I'm just gonna worry about that O2 sensor once I get the whole system out. But here's a trick for you. If you kind of hook 2 wrenches together like this, it gives you a lot more leverage. And that's kind of how I broke it apart. Look at that. Now we can get it out. Okay, so obviously I got it unbolted and it's dangling down, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to get this cat out through there because it's wedging itself up front there. So I think I gotta take this cross member out. It's just 4 bolts, 2 bolts that hold into the transmission. I'll support the transmission with a jack right here and undo the skid plate first, obviously, so you can get this pickup point. And I should be able to drop this out, which should allow me to drop the whole Y pipe section out of there. Now with this Y pipe and the cats and everything out of the truck, I need to take out all 4 of the O2 sensors because I got to reuse them. So I don't want to jinx it, but I feel like I got pretty lucky. These all came out really easy with just a 7/8 wrench. Time to move on to the manifolds. So I'm going to work on the passenger side first. Obviously I got to get all my plug wires out of the way and then go attack each bolt. I'm a little paranoid because this is where people have problems and a bolt will break off inside the head. If that happens, obviously I'm gonna have to weld a nut to the stud, take it off that way. But wish me luck. Let's go. All right, passenger side out, like 0 issues besides maybe you saw me struggle a little bit with the dipstick. It's a 15 millimeter bolt that's into the head. You take that one out and you should be able to just wiggle it out, but I couldn't get enough leverage on the thing with the manifold bolted in there. So I unbolted the manifold, kind of spaced it out a little bit, and then I was able to get enough wiggle room on there to just pull that dipstick out with the manifold itself. We have it right there. Let's go to the driver's side. So over here on the driver's side, the only thing I can kind of foresee being an issue is this back bolt here on number 7 cylinder. I should be able to get up underneath there like that, hopefully. But yeah, let's tackle it. Let's get it out of there. Right, driver's side came out. The only real issue was getting at that backside bolt. Got it from the top, had to use just a regular wrench to get at it. Just took a little bit of a time. Thankfully, it broke loose and I was able to slowly and painfully turn it like eighth of a turn until it all the way came out. So that's awesome. Now we get to put in the new stuff. So the first shiny bit that I'm going to be throwing on there, let's do the passenger side header. Okay, so I'm gonna guess that I'm gonna come up from the bottom here on this, because obviously I won't be able to get it through the top. Let's see how this goes without scratching it up. Oh, definitely could use a third hand here. Down. Oh, this is awkward. All right, got one in. Nice. All right, grab more bolts. So one thing I'm not really digging, I don't know if you can see it here, but this is like the main power wire here for the starter, and it goes down. It's got some heat wrap on there right now, but that's something I'm gonna keep my eye on after I run it a couple times to see if that gets any hotter. If it does, I'm either gonna reroute it or put some more heat protection on there. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Look at how nice that is. Heck yeah. Now I know I probably should have I don't know, torqued those down to a proper spec, but I think 2 Ugga Duggas, it'll do it just fine. Obviously you're gonna keep an eye on them with them being headers, because these things tend to loosen up anyway. So, not worried about it. That's nice and tight. So now with the headers in, I'm gonna do the Y pipe section. I'm gonna guess I'm gonna have to pre-assemble this, but kind of leave it loose and slide it all on as one piece. So I can't slide my Y pipe section in because the cross member is in the way again. So go back 800 steps, take this off, and leave this off. Leave this off until it's all done. Okay, so that wasn't the easiest thing in the world to get to fit up in there all nice and tight. I ended up, after taking this cross member out, lowering this as much as possible in order to give you enough room, but you can't lower it too much because otherwise it's gonna run into that. So there's like a sweet spot where the transmission needs to be in order for you to be able to shove this all on as one piece. And then obviously I'm not tightening anything up yet until everything is on, and then I will go ahead and tighten it up. So next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hang my muffler. In order to do that, I have to put that bracket up onto a cross member. They comes with instructions, fairly straightforward in where that goes. And then I don't think I'm gonna use that piece. I think that's for extended cab. I think I'm just gonna use these 3 to tie it all together. And then once that's hung, I think the rubber isolators will give me enough movement in order to piece all those together to make it all work. I got that bracket in up top. I painted it black first, obviously, because it comes raw. The new isolator's there. So she's just hanging, and now all I gotta do is piece that 3-inch into the muffler. All right, got the muffler in place, and I have a jack stand underneath, or my jack underneath here with a block of wood to kind of raise it up to kind of get where I want these pipes to exit out of. All my clamps and stuff are still loose, but everything lines up and everything's good to go. So now I'm gonna start here at the back side and just start tightening my clamps, work my way all the way to the front. There we go, all clamped up, tightened up. And that is just a nice level with the body. So now we can throw the tips on. Did a little bit of research on which OT sensors you gotta use, and it's the front ones. The front ones are the wide bands, the ones closest to the manifolds, which are these two. Those are the back ones. So I'm gonna put these back in, plug them in, and then I gotta put my spark plug wires back on. Scratch that, I'm not gonna use these. My new ones showed up. These are a little bit more header friendly with an angled head like that to get them up out of the way. And then I also got some of these inexpensive like thermal heat protector wire cover thingies. I don't know, Amazon. We'll throw these on. There we go. A couple of tips coming out the side. I'm not really one for logos, so obviously I face them down, and then on the clamps, I put both of them on the inside there to kind of hide them. I might actually go ahead and paint those black here eventually, but the light's on it. That's why you're kind of seeing it a little bit more than usual. Plus the truck's gonna be super low to the ground. But yeah, this looks sweet. I can't wait to hear it. You're gonna hear it in about 0.2 seconds, but I still have a fuel tank out of the truck and the front suspension to do. So next clip, be this thing starting up. All right, fuel tank is back in. I think I'm ready to turn the key a couple times, prime the fuel. We start it up. I haven't heard it yet. We're gonna hear it together. This is gonna be awesome. Hold on. Keys are in the house. Got him. That's awesome. That thing sounds rowdy. It's gonna sound even more rowdy once I get the cam and stuff in there. I like it. That's pretty cool. So there we have it. The exhaust is wrapped, and holy crap, that sounds freaking awesome. I absolutely love it. Next up, wheels. Wheels in alignment, I think, plus a wash. It needs a wash really bad. If you don't want to miss that, please hit the subscribe button. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Thanks for watching.